I just met a new friend, Olga, and she's at Leyla Restaurant, and she's going to prepare some incredible Turkish dishes. I can't wait. So what's the first dish?
I'm gonna prepare frika risotto. So let's start with what the frika is. Frika is the whole grain wheat, and the difference between normal wheat and frika, the frika is harvested when it's young and green. And some farmers roast this wheat right on a field. Let's start with the chicken stock.
Oh, terrific.
This is the frika.
It sort of looks like, I don't know, wheat or corn or something?
It's a wheat. Yeah, exactly. We put some butter, blanched asparagus, green beans, the roasted pepper,
Oh, wow.
and
Are those-
sauteed mushrooms.
Are those hot peppers or mild?
No, it's not hot. It's red bell pepper.
Oh, okay.
And we're using shiitake and cremini mushrooms.
Wonderful. You know what, I love the color.
To make it hot, we're
Yeah.
gonna reduce the chicken stock a little bit.
Okay.
We put the salt. And just let's wait a little bit.
And how long do you have to wait for this to reduce?
It takes like maximum 5-6 minutes to
Oh,
cook.
so it's a quick dish.
Yeah.
And what makes this Turkish?
The frika. Frika came from Middle East and North Africa. It's full of vitamins. If compare frika and the brown rice, frika has 2 times more fibers and protein. You can
Wow.
use it for salads, for soups, you can make protein bars.
And I love the high flame
And
as
we put
well.
some Parmesan cheese.
Oh,
Yeah, it brings everything together.
oh yeah. A little more Parmesan.
Yeah.
But the Parmesan is sort of Italian.
Yeah, we're using Parmesan.
And this is one serving.
Yeah. Toasted breadcrumbs. Touch of Parmesan cheese. Micro herbs.
And you don't put anything spicy on it, do you?
No. It's not spicy.
Take a sniff. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what's the next dish?
And the next dish, it's a traditional Turkish spread. It's the smoked eggplant caviar. So this caviar has 2 main ingredients, roasted eggplants and peppers, and at least that, it has 11 additional ingredients.
Oh.
Different spices, yeah, it's full of taste.
So are they your secrets when you say spices? Are these your secrets?
I can't open the secrets for you.
And this is what you call a serving, this particular thing. Is this how you serve it in this
Yeah.
dish?
So now we're gonna smoke it. And let the magic happen. All right.
Oh, that's magic.
Yeah. These eggplants, they already smoked because they charred them, but this smoke gives so much flavor. You have to taste it.
This is such a pleasure. I'm here at Leyla with Hussein Ozer, and he is a great host, and he's had his chef prepare these wonderful Turkish dishes. It's sort of Mediterranean and Turkish, isn't it, a combination?
It is, John.
Yeah.
It is a Turkish Mediterranean restaurant with a rustic but elevated cooking.
Which is wonderful. As I watch the chef prepare these dishes, they're so quick. And that's marvelous, because if a guest comes in, they want their food right away. They don't want to wait hours. But it takes a lot in the preparation, I understand.
It's all about preparation. We're not open for lunch, we only serve dinner. The reason behind that is we want to make sure we can prepare everything nice and neatly.
Absolutely.
Without rushing. And
fresh.
And fresh, exactly.
This is absolutely wonderful. Now, oh, what a nice surprise.
Oh, there it goes. It's our eggplant caviar.
Oh, wow.
And this is one of our signature dishes. It's a smoked eggplant caviar. The reason we call it caviar, basically the texture and the seeds of the eggplant gives you a texture of a caviar.
Yeah.
And the way it's prepared with eggplant, charbroiled eggplant. What we do is we cut them in half, scoop the inside, and then we mix it with red bell peppers and yellow bell peppers. And then we have some spices and herbs that our chef's secret
So is
keeps it
that
secretly.
so? Is that makes it Turkish? I mean, what makes it Turkish?
And what makes Turkish? I mean, this is being prepared in Turkey for in centuries. I guess it goes all the way back to Ottoman Empire. So it's one of our traditional dishes. And besides what it makes that Turkish, we use some Turkish spices and herbs.
Mm. And some of those spices are
We use zatar. We use sumak.
these are foreign words to me. What is it?
Zatar is a plant-based, some sort of oregano or thyme,
Right.
and we call it zatar or kekik in Turkish.
Oh, okay.
So we mixed with that, and then we have sumak. Sumak, it's like, again, it's a reddish plant. What we do is they ground it using stone wheel, and they make it a ground. It has these tangy, lemony flavor.
Oh.
It gives you like a lemony, reddish flavor.
So is it like a leaf or is it?
No, it looks like some sort of berries.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
but you
nice.
don't use it like that. It needs to be grounded.
I see. Oh.
It
Sounds
needs to
very
be grounded.
special.
And then we have Marash pepper. Marash pepper it comes from southeast of Turkey. It's a region. It's a town called Marash. It's again it gives a little bit of spicy taste.
Right. You know, I was just thinking about the fact that there aren't that many Turkish restaurants here in New York, and New York is so multicultural. But it's really a great introduction, I think, to people for another culture, another taste, and it's an amazing thing. I mean, just these dishes, I've never had any of these before, and I think it just, tell me about this dish.
This is our branzino crudo. So what the chef does, he thinly slices the branzino, and then he marinates them with white wine vinegar, lemon juice, and then he makes them sit in that marination for about 45 hours. So it's a way it's cooked in the sauce itself, in the marination.
It's like a ceviche.
Yes, it is. And then it's served with pickled turnips and fresh arugula.
And now tell me about this dish.
This is frika risotto.
Ah.
We call it here frika, but in Turkey it's called siyas. Siyas is a grain from wheat, and then it's one of the grains. Hasn't been changed. The DNA hasn't been changed. It's for many centuries. It's the same, and it comes from one region of the Black Sea of Turkey. It's called Kastamonu.
So it's like a rice in a sense, or wheat.
Yeah,
it looks like rice, like brown
rice. It has
rice.
a rice and like between rice and barley.
Yeah.
It has the texture of barley and rice.
So it's very special.
It is very special. I mean, what we try to do at Leyla, we try to have very different and a unique dishes that you can't find in any other Turkish restaurants.
That's fantastic. And also you've got this.
Oh,
Looks like
that's my new favorite. We just put that in the menu.
is that a yogurt?
It is actually a strained yogurt. And what we do is we strain the yogurt. Most of the water of the yogurt gets strained. It becomes like a thick, almost like a cheese. Half-cooked spinach with zahtar. Zahtar is a blend of spices.
So would that be the black things? that I've seen
No,
here?
those are the sesame.
Oh, sesame seeds.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
sesame seeds. It's like the greenish, like little pieces. Maybe you can see it.
Right, I do see it.
So it's that's called za'atar. Za'atar is a mixture of spices. Again, it has oregano, thyme, rosemary, and it gives a blast of flavors when you try it.
Which is fantastic. And then, let's see, we're going to this dish.
That's our fava bean bruschetta. And what we do is we soak the fava beans for about 4 hours, and then chef cooks it. We puree it afterwards. It has dill garlic, and then we top it with pickled carrots and arugula.
Right, but it's a pita bread on the bottom, I think.
No, actually, it's not a pita bread. It's a homemade sourdough bread. We make killer sourdough bread. We opened in March 2018. So my chef started doing the yeast about a year before we opened it. So the yeast gives the sour taste.
And then I think the last dish here.
That's the muammara. That's our red pepper paste with pomegranate, walnut, and homemade sourdough breadcrumbs.
You know, this cocktail is very decorative. I thought the glass was really, you know, the design was on the outside, but then I discovered it's really cucumbers inside. Tell me about this drink.
That was the whole purpose, you know, decorating the glass with the cucumbers so it gives a refreshing and lively drink. This is a rosemary-infused gin with elderflower, and we have freshly sliced cucumbers.
Wonderful.
It's a very refreshing drink. It's not sweet, and it goes perfectly with a meal.
Well, let me try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's gorgeous. Oh my God, unbelievable. You're right. It isn't sweet. Now let me taste some of these.
Sure. You know what? I'll recommend you to start with the fava bean bruschetta.
Okay, is this cut
It's
already?
sliced, it's cut already.
Oh, good. Less work.
You know what? I'm gonna join you actually.
Oh, that's very nice. You know what's interesting too? I would assume that things might have been spicy, but they're not.
No, Turkish food.
It's not spicy. And I have another question: is why did you decide to open a Turkish restaurant?
Being Turkish, having a Turkish background, it's one of the main reasons. And what makes a cuisine very special, like you said, you thought Turkish food is spicy. Yes, there are regions in Turkey where you can get the food very spicy.
Would that be the South?
South, yes.
It's always the South. They blame the South for everything.
Everything, right? Hey, but most of the spices comes from the South, you know, and you go to Black Sea region, it's a different type of cooking. You go to Middle East, like a South part of the Turkey, closer to the border, it's a totally different meats and spices. And you go to the Aegean part of the Turkey, it's all about seafood and cold appetizers.
It's what's available, which makes a lot of sense.
My parents are from the Black Sea region of Turkey. It's the highest tip of Turkey. It's called Sinop.
So that north.
They're north, yes,
Yeah.
north.
That's why you don't have the spices in the food.
That's what I guess that's one of the reasons.
This was a great dish.
This is like we went to a few events, and this was one of the most favorite in the events.
Jon Haggins, The Globetrotter, is like no other travel book in the world. When I think of travel, I think of friends from around the world. I've traveled to Malaysia, Thailand, India, everywhere. You're going to absolutely love the book. And the recipes, you will whet your appetite with these incredible aromatic recipes. Remember, my world is your world. So get up, get out, and travel. Hussein, tell me about the concept of your restaurant, Leyla.
So the concept is elevated Turkish cuisine. We wanted to keep the rustic part, but we wanted to elevate it with our drinks, with our wine program, with our dishes. And you know, a lot of people, when they think about Turkish food, it's all about kebabs or having not too spicy but spicy food. We want it to be different.
And you are.
Thank you, John. And we wanted to find a different space which is going to bring that elevation. And I think this space worked perfect because it's a townhouse.
A beautiful
restaurant.
Yeah, with great food.
Great food.
You know, I'm having such a wonderful time. This Turkish Mediterranean food, and Anthony's going to be preparing some of this here with Leyla, and I can't wait. What dish are you doing first?
Today we're going to do the short rib pita. It's a braised ribs that we cooked in seasoning and it's roasted for about 7 hours downstairs.
Wow.
Yeah, long time to cook those ribs. So we start by flouring the board, taking some of our pre-rolled dough. That way it stays nice and fresh. Flatten it out just a little bit. Or the pita bread is always made before, about a day before, and then we reheat it in the oven. Then over here, just to flatten out, we use the machine.
It's almost like the way you do pasta.
Yeah, all very similar.
Yeah.
And we come into our eggplant paste or puree. Nice thin layer, not too much. It's a very strong taste.
Right.
Then we take some freshly shredded Kashari cheese. Just another base, just to get it to melted. Then we do our slow cooked ribs, seasoned.
And then you still have to cook this, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still not 100% fully cooked.
Right.
Then we just close up the ends. Stretch out just a little extra. That way nothing is really clumped on. Ovens.
For how long?
Generally it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Depending on the temperature of the oven, because it does start out at 400 and can reach temperatures up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit.
But normally you would leave it at 400 or 600?
We leave it at 400. Just turn it up. About 6 to 10 minutes, it'll be fully cooked. And then we cut it up into 4 slices.
And this is what, an appetizer?
Yes, this is one of the hot appetizers. We cut them into generally 4 pieces.
Yeah.
And after the 4 pieces, put them on the board. We serve a couple of different types of pitas, but for the short rib, just like that.
So what's the next dish?
The next dish is a lahmacun, which is a grinded up lamb meat diced with some peppers, some onions, a couple more seasonings, and then we place it on the same dough we put the pita on, but a lot smaller. This is roughly about half the dough we use.
So it's half the size.
Right. That's why we give them 2 pieces.
Right. That is fantastic. This machine is wonderful.
Oh yeah, I wish I had it at home.
Do you make Turkish food at home?
No, I like to learn and pick up different style. I started initially in pastry, so working with dough feels real natural to me.
Yeah, it's a natural thing for you.
This one we take the minced up lamb meat.
And so what's your favorite dish?
I'm really, if we're going down to favorite dish that I make over here,
Yeah.
lahmacun definitely.
Really?
I'm a big carnivore.
Ah.
And so when you're a real big carnivore and you got a mini, almost like a meat pizza,
Right.
seasoned just the right way.
That's amazing. Do you also add some cheese to it?
Sometimes I like to, but we don't really serve it with the cheese over here.
Oh, okay.
But if a customer feels like they want cheese on it, they can ask for the cheese and I'll put it on.
Right.
I'm more than accommodating when it comes to stuff
Right.
like that.
So you're doing it more the authentic way.
Yes. Well, a little modern twist, because authentic way
Yeah.
they're almost the size of pizzas.
Little pizzas.
Oh no, I mean actual pizzas.
Oh, you mean really big?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So this is more, since this is an appetizer, this is more of a nice little treat, you can say.
And the other one is probably ready by now. Oh, wow.
One side.
With this dish, as you say, it's served in 2 parts.
Yes.
And so this is an appetizer as well.
Yes.
And it's very popular.
One of the most popular. Honestly, once you, like I said before, once you get a nice good mixture of meats and a little bit of veggies inside of it,
Yeah.
because there are peppers, there are onions, there are other seasonings inside of it.
So it gives a little pump,
Yes.
a little boost.
It gives a taste of everything.
Yeah,
There's no overpowering of meat, there's no overpowering of the onions.
right.
Everything is so diced up, so small that it melts with everything. So you're
How
really getting the
wonderful.
taste.
Yeah, nice.
And I believe the slow cook is done. Once it's done, excuse me, we'll cut it into 4 pieces. Now the board for presentation. Because everything's enclosed,
Right.
it cooks everything a little bit faster.
Right.
And it has the steam come up, so it's all the juices that are inside of it stay on the inside, and it really makes, that way nothing is really dried out.
That's wonderful. I love this dish. It's so pretty.
And thank you.
You know, and I'm sure the taste is wonderful too.
Like I said, since
Yeah.
everything is trapped inside,
Okay.
the juices, the oil from the cheese
Mm-hmm.
stays inside, so you get that nice cheesy gooey coming out.
Right.
And then, since like I said, also since nothing really escapes, the meat still has its natural oils inside of it.
Right.
So when you taste it, it really pops.
Now, can I taste it?
Go ahead.
Let's see. I'll try this piece. Wow. It's hot. Unbelievable. It's, you know, you're right. The juices are really there.
That's sometimes what I've seen other people make pitas at other restaurants, they bring it real low, and sometimes you can see the grease falling out of it, and the oils and the juices falling out.
That's bad.
Right. So what I do is I try to make it a little higher up.
Right.
That way it keeps everything inside. In Turkey, we make ours a little different. In Turkey, like I said before, it's a lot bigger,
Right.
and also the meat comes all the way to the end. For all intents and purposes, I like to leave a little bit of space. Not only can the customer now grab it a lot easier instead of burning themselves,
Which makes a lot of sense.
they can keep the meat in, and they have a little extra crust that they eat.
Right. So it has lemon and what?
Lemon, parsley, pickled onions, a little smock, a little bit of salt, mixed together.
Do you squeeze it on this, or do you squeeze it into the
You
salad?
squeeze it onto the lamajun,
I see.
and then you can put the salad on top of it,
Oh,
and
great.
it counteracts everything.
It's all in one. Hussein, what is it like running a restaurant here in New York, this busy city?
It is a very busy city, and let alone running a restaurant. New York, like you said, John, living in the city, working in the city, it's kind of hectic. But the main thing when you run a restaurant is having a great team with you. It's all about the team, and back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, it could be a one-man show, but now you have to have the right people. I'm very blessed. I have our general manager. He is a great sommelier. He knows a lot about the wine. His name is Murat. And then I have Maya, which she is being with me working with me for about almost 7-8 years at my other restaurant. She used to be a server, but now she is with us here at Leyla and take care of our service and guest relations. And then our chef Met Kaba and our sous chef Seyhan, they're doing a awesome job with these beautiful dishes.
Absolutely. Is everybody from Turkey? Because their names sound like they're from Turkey.
Not everybody. It's New York City. You cannot have everybody. It's not easy finding. But mostly Turkish, and then Maya is Serbian, but then she knows very well our food.
Do you have brunch on the weekends?
Saturday, Sundays we do brunch.
Wonderful.
We do brunches, and then we do happy hour between 5 and 7 days a week. Pretty soon we're gonna have Monday nights 50% off any bottle of wine. We want people to experience our wine list.
Is it Turkish wine?
Mainly Turkish wines. Yes,
very good.
mainly Turkish wines.
Keep the culture going. That's important.
Mainly Turkish wines, and then wines from close regions of Turkey. Like we have Greek, we have some Italian wines, but mainly Mediterranean wines.
Let me try this dish, as a matter of fact. It
Oh,
looks absolutely
That's
fascinating.
it's
This is
just
your
like-
favorite?
This is what favorite. We try to do like this is actually vegetarian, but you can get it vegan too.
Mm-hmm.
If our guest wants it as a vegan dish, we can do it.
That's a real surprise.
Yes.
That is truly a great surprise.
It has asparagus, mushroom, string beans, and then top with breadcrumbs and microgreens.
Unbelievable. So you're not eating? Oh, finally. So much talking, not eating. And I think I'm going to try one other one. And
How you feel trying
the
the bronzino
ceviche.
crudo ceviche?
it's so tender. Oh, very nice.
It doesn't taste fishy, right? It doesn't taste. It's amazingly.
all.
No, it's. I have we have a bar, so I have people coming just for the drinks and order a couple of appetizers. It's more than enough. They don't even
yeah.
go to the main course part.
I know, it's great.
It's.
And you serve it as a smaller portion for tapas, or they?
No,
or
this
they-
is the
it's
uh,
a
this is
side?
the this is the
And they
side.
just share it,
It's our menu is meant to be sharing.
right?
You know,
Like family style.
family style. Order a few of the appetizers and then order one or two main courses. Share it.
Wonderful. I'm going to try the yogurt now. I call it yogurt anyway. Oops, I'm messing it up.
No, you're not. Just take the spinach. You have to try the spinach.
I have some spinach there. Well, this has been an incredible experience, and I thank you so much for sharing it.
John, thank you for coming. It's a pleasure having you.
All the best with Leyla,
Thank you.
and I'm sure everyone will be bouncing in the door.
Thank you. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Until next week, I'm Jon Haggins, The Taste of New York. So long for now.